And we are back. Welcome back to Pro Bikini News Network. I'm your host, John Elgandy. And in today's video, we have something called Q&RA, where this format works where you guys submit questions. I'm going to give you answers. It could be about anything that you guys ask for, whether it's training, nutrition, supplementation, my thoughts on things in the industry. I have over 20 years experience in the health and fitness industry. I'm a former doctor of physical therapy candidate. I'm also a certified personal trainer with the NSCA. So I've been around this for a long time. I've seen the divisions evolve for such a long time, and I can tell you my thoughts and things. Now understand this. Everything I say is an opinion and based off my experience. So if I'm not having the answer to something, I won't give it to you. But if I look at something, I give my best analysis of what I currently know. With that being said, I don't run ads on here. I don't want to run 2-3 minutes of things that are just a waste of your time and could be taken away from me giving you valuable information and something that you could probably have learned from. The whole purpose of this kind of format is to be a problem solver. You guys give me a problem, I can try to find a way to solve it. That's kind of what I want to do for this. I also want to bring some value and maybe give people better perspective on certain things in any parts of it, whether it's business, whether it's anything in the industry, whether it's anything just in life in general. With that being said, we are about 2 weeks out. I fly to Columbus in 2 weeks. I'll be there Thursday. I'll be around like middle of the day. I got to pick up everything. We have the Meet the Athletes. And thank you, Jackie Henderson, for giving me your Meet the Athletes ticket. I bought it off her. They sold out. They sold out of the Ultimate Expo, which I'm going to only be at the Expo on Friday and Saturday. And I leave in the morning on Sunday. Fortunately, the team's got to go. But we're going to have a dinner together. We're going to watch the finals in the house that we have all together. So that's going to be fun to see. We also have Japan next week. And geez, I mean, and we have a lot of fit model questions here more than bikini, which is crazy, but probably 50, 60 competitors in the stage. I mean, for the first one ever, I mean, that's wild. There's going to be a lot of good questions on that. And I'll give you my thoughts on it. But yeah, I mean, Japan is 14 hours ahead of Eastern Standard Time, so we'll see how it goes. I'm looking forward to seeing that list on Monday when it drops, but the season's begun. It's here. So let's get this started. All right. Will there be a Japan Pro watch party? This is from Misty. She's a fit model pro. I'm hoping we can do that. If it's 9 p.m. on the Eastern Standard Time, it's probably 6 p.m. everywhere else. So, I mean, I know Brittany Shea, Liz Hunter, and Schwan, they're gonna have they're gonna do their 3 black cats. Most likely they can do that. I would watch them do their live, and they're gonna be covering the show. They're also doing very well with covering with Fit Model, and I'm doing my best with it. I can't wait to see how the show goes and see what happens throughout the season. Maybe we could do that. I mean, there is a live stream for it. Thank goodness, because Muscle Contest typically does not do live streams, which it's a missed opportunity. But this is an opportunity they can't miss. So I don't know who's going to go first. Whether it's going to be I think they have a pro qualifier and a regional on Friday, and then they have some. I think they have like I don't know how many. I'm actually going to look it up, but I don't know who's going to go first. It's not clear if it's going to be men's physique going first or fit model first. But if it's men's physique going on first, I don't know how many people are doing it. I know a couple top pros are in the show as well. But that would be something I would like to do. I'm going to find that out for you guys right now. Okay. I'm going to get this up here. Okay, here we go. So you have a natural, you have a check-in, so then you have, so this is on Friday. Okay, so Saturday they have the regional and the pro qualifier in the same, and they have all the divisions to go through. So hopefully they just go by 11 a.m. They have the judging, they have pre-judging, and then finals will end at 4 p.m. So, okay, I'm hoping that if it has to go longer, I don't know how many athletes are registered for it. Normally, at the beginning of the year is really small, but let's see. Like I said, it's not clear. Now, the live stream is on Muscle Contest International's website. You can buy it here. The days are counting. All right, let's get back to second question. Who's your top 5 for the Arnold? I'll have that. I have a top 6 in mind of who I think is going to do well. I will probably reveal that Monday or Tuesday after my recap of the Fit Model Pro show when we have the photos from NPC News Online. I'm hoping they get updated and they get posted. So I'll post that top 6 in the scorecard for that when it gets put on the IFBB website. But I have a good idea for my top 6, top 5. I don't want to put anybody in any order because everyone's looking really good. And I'm kind of like, we'll see. Hopefully within the next week or two, nobody drops out. I'm praying this is the one year nobody drops out last minute. So, and if it's my first Arnold, I think it's a good luck charm. So I think that's going to be great. But I have an idea for that. I'll be talking about that on first week of March when the Arnold Classic is here. All right. Here we go. Oh, this is from Marnie. How do you see Fit Model panning out this year? Show numbers, most rewarded looks. I'm expecting, even in US by itself, Marnie, I think I would say you're probably going to have an average 30, 40, maybe even more on the stage in the USA. Outside the US, like Europe, I mean, I don't know how many people are willing to travel to Europe, how many people are going to be willing to travel from the US to the Asian countries like Japan, Taiwan, South Korea, China. But I can expect a lot coming from there. I mean, I think what I saw from BTS, I think South Korea is the most popular country, which they have the more shows out there. And I think some of the girls, they have great looks. And I'm looking forward to sharing and previewing some of the girls from South Korea internationals because they don't really get much attention. They don't get much traction, but they have amazing physiques. But I think there's going to be a popular physique type that they're going to go for in Fit Model, kind of like that. In my opinion, I even talked to this with Jordan Madashi and Larissa Rosenberger from Australia about this. I think that I'm gonna have that episode up, by the way. I think it's going to be like that long, slender physique, that like kind of like long torso, long legs. I feel like those longer physiques are going to be doing very well in this. Someone who can obviously have good presentation, and I think we'll get an idea of what the look is and what they're going to go for the division is about 5 US shows in. So we have Wasatch, which is going to be really big with the first ever US show. Then you have California. Wasatch, you have Girl Power, then you have California, New York, and Pittsburgh. So by Pittsburgh, I think we'll have a good look, and I can't wait for that show. I'm going to be attending that show for the second time. I got to get my tickets soon for that. So yeah, I think that'll be what's going to happen, but we'll see. We've seen some girls what they look like next to each other, but some of them have never gone against each other at all. And I mean, only 20 girls, maybe even less, may be going to the Olympia, depending on who can qualify and win a lot. But I'm pretty sure everyone's going to do at least a lot of shows across the US. And I think that based on what they find the best one that fits the criteria. So, and even Becky's talked about this, that they're going to do their best to make sure it doesn't look like there's a blurred line between Fit Model and Bikini. So I definitely think that there's going to be that presentation aspect that's going to be very well heavily scored, and just who brings it, who comes out with the confidence, who comes out with they're here to win. You only get 10 seconds, so you go out front, back, do your thing, sign off, and that's all. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this season. I'm looking forward to seeing who's going to be the face of the division and who's going to set the standard. Okay. What judges pay attention to in Fit Model Masters division? Toned shoulders, tiny waist. I'm a newbie here. I think it's a whole look. It's not just your presentation. It's like hair, suit, makeup, your physique, how much muscle you carry. How can you keep yourself within that criteria aspect? I think that's what's going to be the thing for Fit Model. Once you walk into that center box when you're being compared in the groups, it's front, back, who does it very well on time, who doesn't take too much time in between transitions. Definitely who comes out, poses confidently, and then when they do the call outs and they do the comparisons, which is going to be like really what shows who's good at posing and who's good at, displaying their physique in a good way. I think that's going to be the big thing. Now, Masters is going to be a little different, but I definitely say it's almost the same as what the pros are. And I think there are people in their Masters that can do well even in the pro level as well. Or even people like starting late in their career are going to do very well. Let's see. You have a top 10 for Fit Model Japan. How are you going to judge about 60 people? Oh, I have a top 10. What I think, I can't. I'm probably going to pick 10, maybe even 12 girls in my preview. But man, I feel for these judges. They got an amateur and a regional, and they got a pro show to judge, and they're only 5. So it's dumb. I'm going to say this: it's dumb. Now you got to go and say, with all these different types of physiques, with all these different types of people come on over, who's the best one of them all? Who's there are a lot of these girls, it's going to be their first time ever on a pro stage, ever. I think some of the shows that they got their pro card and did not have the depth, or maybe, and that's not taking away that they worked hard. That's not taking away anything, but I feel like that they're going to be tested. They're going to see who's up for this. Maybe some have been at NPC Nationals. Maybe some have been at like a big show. But I definitely think the girls who've had experience have been doing this for such a long time. Even girls in bikini, like your Janets, like Jessica, they have a little advantage because they've been doing this for such a long time. So, but that being said, this is Fit Model. This is not bikini any longer. So we'll see what happens for there. I definitely think, the ones from US are going to stand out the most. I mean, unfortunately, who do they recognize right away? But who is memorable? Who comes out and is memorable? And then also, most of these girls were in shows with like, on average, 20 people, if anything. And now you have 3, and then you have like 3 times that. So the timing, the peak, the presentation, that's going to be effective. How well you hold your fullness. Most people have never been in, like, even at the Olympia, when you have 60 guys in men's physique, classic, and bikini, most of them have never been in a show with this many people in it. So it's going to affect how they peak and stuff, and the timing they go on stage. Delays, you got to be ready for that. They have to be ready for anything that comes their way. And you're the first one up, you got to make yourself look good, because then you have to wait for 59 people to go up, and you have to make sure you hold that condition very well. So your timing of your food. Another thing is, we'll see how disciplined some girls are. It's not like, oh shit, I'm losing my pump, I gotta start eating some rice cakes and stuff. No, you better not be munching on that, because once these come out, you might spill over. So I have an idea for top 10. I will reveal that on Monday. I'll go over some people, but I will pick a top 10. Now, it's an opinion. Keep in mind, this is not disrespecting any athlete or anything. It's just what I think is going to make sense with the division. And obviously, it's going to be who nails it. We could have an unknown, but I feel like the people who are well known most likely will be in that top spot. I think when they have those people up, they'll take note of, I know this person, I know that. But then whoever's that standout could beat that person or push them outside the top 5, outside the top 10. But I don't think it's just going to be based off just names. It's going to be based off who brings it all together and who can really nail it. Dark horse of the Arnold Classic 2026. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 that could possibly go against our top 4 obvious girls right here. So I think I'm gonna say Reina, Phoebe, Juliana, Jourdain. But I will say this, Juliana has really been impressing me lately. I'm gonna pull her up. And she turned pro last year at the show. This is like she's invited because she won the amateur overall, but she's been impressing me. Now she's with a new coach, with Cash. I mean, this is such a good front pose on her, and it looks like she's brought everything up. Like, I looked at her like she has a great bikini physique, but just needed to bring her whole physique up, and this is really good here. You see anything in the back? No dog. But that is just incredible. Now I've even told her, you better smile. You better show that you're happy to be there. You get to go against Laura Lee, like that's your idol. And then I'll say, we go Raina. What was anything recent from her? I've seen a lot of in her stories. But I think she's going to reveal a lot at the Olympic. Let me see. Is this recent? This is February. Nothing recent. Okay, this was recent. No. And then I'll go Phoebe. Like in her stories, I'm seeing, but nothing posted, which is fine. And I just actually had Phoebe on, so I'm looking forward to seeing what she brings back 2 years later. She's definitely filling out her frame so much better now. I definitely think with her working with Jamie, it's really helped her. I mean, this is like years ago to now. This is, I mean, actually, no, this was just recent. But like really just brought everything up, just really filling out her, because she's 5'9". She's cool. She's going to be one of the taller ones. That's really impressive. And then I'll go Jourdain. She did place 5th here before. So nothing recent, but a lot of training videos. You know, this is. But I could tell that she's been putting in the work. Now it's just going to be who shows up Saturday. Now keep in mind, the Arnold is, your numbers are random. It's not alphabetical order, so you could be the first one, you could be the last one. It's going to be like it's kind of like a lottery. They're going to go and say, okay, number 1, this person, number 2, they're going to pick your number. So we'll never know. So whoever shows up, we'll see what happens. Okay. Thoughts on Marnie going into Fit Model? Is it a great move? Yes. I was actually encouraging her in Las Vegas to do it because I'm like, listen, try it out, see if you like it. So she used to be in bikini, and I think her highest was, I think, 7th in a show. And I definitely think that if she goes into Fit Model, it's going to be great for her. She doesn't want to go too extreme, you know, to have more muscle and to, you know, take it a little further. I think it's going to be great for physique. I think she poses well. She did that one with Emily and Liz, but I think Marnie will be great in this division. I definitely think it's great for her physique type and her frame. Let's see, go. But I was happy to hear that she finally decided to do it. Here we go. I looked at her like, yeah, you definitely fit into it. You have the idea frame. You have the idea type that they're looking for. But she's such a great person, great poser as well. It just very great spokesperson for the division, especially coming from international, from the UK. I mean, I think whatever she does and she puts her mind to it, and I think she'll be so good at this. But yeah, I'm excited for her. Let's see. Which color suit will be really popular in Fit Model? I think I mean, we saw a lot of from the girls that turned pro at the national level. I saw a lot of blues, a sort of reds, some teals, but I think green's going to be very popular, with especially a hologram color, with, you know, from Toxic Angels. Use code PBNN, just saying. But I think green's going to be a color as well. And green's making a comeback, even in the bikini. And back then, it was just, if I said green, who do you think of? Ashley? You think of Wendy Fortino, Sierra Swan, Jen in her OG days. She did bring it back, although it was a teal green. But not many people were wearing green as a color. But I definitely think, Marine won her Olympia title in green. But I think that's going to be a very popular color coming up. I definitely think some of the fuchsia purple, like the purple colors as well. Pinks, I'm just hoping not many girls with blonde hair wear pink because you'll look like a Barbie. You don't want something too god. Remember, it depends on your hair, your skin tone, and how you take the tan and how that just all contrasts together. But I like green. I like blondes in green. I like all types of people wearing green. I mean, I have a color what Toxic is working on, and I talked to Mary. I said cerulean sapphire, which is like a kind of like a ocean blue green almost. And I came up with that cerulean sapphire. I think that's a cool color that a lot of girls will like too. And I think that's going to be really good in that hologram that they have. Black suits, if you want to be the outlier, you could do that. Some people can pull that up, some people cannot. Like, you like your Liana's. She's bikini. I think Liz could pull that off as well. But like I said, it's all going to be dependent. Your suit color should be dependent on your hair and just your skin tone. All right. Here we go. Let's see. Is Ashlyn the front runner to win the Arnold Classic based on her second place? She's been putting in work. I definitely think now that and I'm hoping to have her on soon, but I think that she's now seeing her potential. Now she has that belief in herself that she can win it. Now, everyone's improved. This was not the best that everyone looked at the past Olympia, but if she brings a much more improved from what she did and nails it with everything that she's been doing, I don't think there's a reason why she can't win and have the potential to win this, possibly the Olympia title. And also she's doing the Arnold UK, so that'll be her first time outside the US. But I think for what she's doing and just day in and day out with the consistency that she's bringing, I definitely think that she has an opportunity to win it. Now, I'm not gonna say she's gonna win just because she got second, but because everybody's bringing it. Everybody is. And I want to see everybody at their best. And hopefully everybody brings their best. Let me see from her recent. Let me see. Here we go. This was about almost a week ago. But this was from a couple of days ago. But yeah, she's been putting in the work. But I don't think there's no question that if she brings it, she could probably take it home. It's crazy. There hasn't been a blonde in the top 5 since 2012. Everyone thought, well, they just like brunettes in bikini more. I'm like, listen, dominant, recessive. You see more brunettes because that's just the most common thing. Blondes you see in South America and Brazil. It's your environment. It's just how people are born. But I mean, I look at Ashlyn and I think, you know what? I don't think that there's nothing bad on her. I just feel like with her small frame, just holding that condition and keeping that fullness, and also bringing up just her legs, like everything that she has is right there. I don't ever see her like so shredded, but she comes in lean enough just to where it's like not like her abs are great. Everything about her waistline's great. She doesn't go too crazy in the off season, going like 10, 20 pounds over her stage weight. She kind of makes sure she gains little by little by little, and then she loses little by little by little, which I think people need to look at what she's doing and think that's a way to do things. Maybe everyone's body type's different. She's obviously one of the more shorter girls, so every physique type's going to be different what works, but I like how she's slowly doing it. And this is up 10 years of work right here. I definitely saw the video in when she was in New York for Steve's gym. And I definitely think that she should be thinking, I'm a contender to win. I do believe now I can win. Okay. How many Olympians in bikini are doing the Japan Fit Model Pro? Okay, so I just actually learned that there's a new one. So as of right now, Janet, Jessica Wilson, and I did see a post from her, Ariam Song. She hasn't competed in 3 years, but she has such a beautiful physique and just a great frame for it. But I felt like presentation wise, she could have worked on that a little better. I definitely think that she's one to be looking out for. I'm hoping she can do well, but I feel like she needs to be tested. So I forgot the show she won back then, but she is an Olympian. This show qualified her. I think her photo's like way down. Now, like I said, we haven't seen many updates from her, but now we're starting to see, this is the most recent one, but I don't know what she looks like in the back, if she's too big in the back. I can probably pull up what she looked like here. Now, keep in mind, this is only 3 years ago. And I learned that she's a mom as well. I think she did New York Pro and she was like a little too dark. But she has long legs, shorter torso, so we'll see. Nothing's showing from the back. Let's see. Now I'm only gonna judge what looked like on stage, but I definitely think that she's one to be looking out for. But we'll see. Like I said, I can only like give you like an opinion based off what I've seen recently and what that person looked like last time. So we got 3 Olympians. I think a couple girls from bikini are coming down as well. All right. Who is the GOAT coach of bikini? Who is the best ever? The GOAT of bikini in coaching? No question. Kim Odo. Kim Odo is the GOAT of bikini. You know why? It's not just about his 5 titles that he's won. He's won the first one with Sonia Gonzalez, and then he won 2 with Angelica, and he won 1 with Janet, and he won with Lorley. But also he's won 2 figure with Aaron Stern and 2 Masters titles. He won the men's physique Masters and then the Masters bikini with Jessica Wilson. But he has 9 Olympia titles. But not just that in what he's doing, but his body of work for over like decades. I mean, he's been coaching since even most of us have even been alive or even been born. And he's got great wisdom. He's a guru in all this. He knows what works for people. He's been in like the allied healthcare field before. I believe he was like working with like surgeons and stuff. But he also competed in men's bodybuilding back in the day when it was just only men's and women's bodybuilding. But his body of work stems from years of it. He has his own gym. He has like a wall of fame of like people in magazines, people who have won Arnold's Olympia titles, accoladed and most decorated coach, I'd say. And he keeps on top of the game. He understands everything. He, does his research. Like he was talking about peptides in one of his posts. And he goes, I'm not against them, but also I would study more of it. I would learn more about that. And this is why I respect him one of the most. If anyone, when he goes to the seminars in the shop gym, that's right, like almost an hour from where I live. I love going to him every year, the victory posing, but also you learn a lot from him. You learn a lot from him. He won the Arnold with Vanya, but I've learned that, and Vanya was out there, but I've also learned just there's many ways to approach things, many ways to do diets, many ways to do cuts, and everybody's body type is different, and everybody is a different protocol, and you have to do things to where it works for that individual and what they need to work on, how they execute form, what they need to focus on specifically for their category. I mean, bikinis is category. I think it's going to be his. I think it's like that's what he specializes the best at. Yes, he's won a figure. Yes, he's won men's physique. I think he's won in every category, but open bodybuilding. I mean, I feel like he's really good at what he specializes in. And if anyone's good at specializing bikini, it's Kim. Been around. A lot of the coaches we have now that are in their like 40s and 50s that are some of the best, like Jamie, Ryan, um, James, Adam, and they've kind of learned from how he does things and how he does things differently. And every athlete's going to be different. I mean, he's had athletes come and go, but yeah, every athlete's going to be different of what works and obviously what he connects to. But everybody he's worked with, I think that he knows how to get it. And he doesn't keep track of how many pro cards, how many overalls. He's not, I'm this, I'm that. He's not yelling at the girls on stage. He's like, do your thing. Here's what we're going to do about differently. This is the situation. This is what I'm going to do. And if anybody can learn what to do with certain things from him, they make themselves a better coach. Honestly, he's a mentor for coaches. He's a mentor to me. He's someone that I've looked up to, that I'm like, wow, the success that he's had, and he understands how everything evolves. And okay, this is the game. How do I play it? Where do I go about this athlete? Where do I think this is best for this athlete to do well? He wants them all to do their best. He wants them all to like look their best. And I definitely think anyone that's ever worked under him, anybody that's, a legend in our sport, it's because of Kim. Let's see. Malu going to Fit Model. How will she do? I'm so happy that someone asked this question because I was really excited. I was like, Malu, I'm going to go monkeys and gorillas for you, because she always has this little monkey with her called Mr. Julius. So she's a great representation. She almost qualified for the Bikini Olympia, I think. Was it 23 or 24, where she took second in the Iron Games and then second against like 40 people in the Sasquatch. She has shorter tie-ins, and she has such a beautiful, I think she just brings down her shoulders, and she has great stage presence. Let me go to Malu. I used to call her Monkey Malu, but then I said, when you came out, that was not Monkey Malu, that was Malu Kong. Let me see. Let me find what was recent. But I feel like when Malu did Bikini, she started off strong and then kind of like faded and kind of like started dropping in place. And I mean, she, for the last 2 years, she's only done like 1 or 2 shows, and then like, we'll just call it a year. But I feel like she's right there to qualify. And I definitely think that she has what it takes to be an Olympian. And she's a great ambassador, great representation. She does well for muscle contests. And I kind of missed when she was doing that kind of stuff for them. Go here. I like the purple suit more on her, but she can pull off the pink, like I said, with her hair and her skin tone. But I feel like for her, sometimes she comes in a little too lean or a little too soft in the back. And because she has those shorter glute inserts, it's hard for her to like really nail that conditioning, but without getting like too shredded. But if there's a way for her to like come in soft without being too lean, great physique, great presentation, small waist, beautiful hair. And I'm looking forward to seeing what she's going to do when she gets gets to doing Fit Model. So this was what she looked like in 2014. So peak Fit Model. She had delts. So as she brings those down, because she has already great delts, and then obviously just like fills out and brings it all together, I definitely think so. So doing that Fit Model pose, this is kind of like that old like slant pose that they used to do in OG Bikini. So if she could nail that Fit Model pose like they used to do, I think the hair's great on her. I just think, I mean, we'll see what happens. I don't know how many girls in bikini are gonna have that. I'm not doubting them, but I don't know how many can go into Fit Model, and coming down from many years of development, coming down to Fit Model, how that's gonna look. So, I mean, obviously we have Janet, we have Jessica, we have Lizzie Martinez, and a couple other pros as well. But how they're gonna come down to that, that's another thing. It's like, if you've already grown out for years, I would just say keep what you're doing, keep going, or just move up. But some people in Fit Model are going to grow out of it. They're going to move up into another class. So who knows? We'll see. I mean, I'm excited for her. I mean, she's going to go into some of the big shows, and I think that if she goes into San Diego, it's like right in her backyard. I would not say, why would you not want to do that? I mean, it's a perfect scenario. You can drive there. You can not stress yourself out. You have to think, oh man, I gotta fly there, I gotta get food. Like, nope, I could just be at the hotel. I'm right there. You couldn't ask for a perfect scenario. So I'm looking forward to see what she can do. Let's see. Let's see. Liz Contreras, potential and fit model. Is that the red hair girl from Mexico? Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, Liz. She's really popular in social media. Yeah, this one. Like I said, I don't know. Like we don't know what. Like we don't know what. I don't know what show she's doing, and I don't know how she looks with other individuals. But like she's from outside the U.S., but I think people like her a lot because of her personality. But with her, I'd say a different suit color works better. This backdrop that they do in these shows, just it's an atrocity. It takes away from, but thank goodness there's a 4K photo videography. And I've met her. She's short. She looks tall, but she's short. But if I'm looking at what I think she needs to do, I think she needs to balance her upper to her lower body. But I like how she just embraces off season. Like you could see like how different like her face looks and everything. And then you see her in off season, like you kind of see her like more filled out. Like, listen, Liz, I think you watch this. Laura Lee has something called the chipmunk cheeks. So when she's in off season, but like at least she embraces it. No, she's not pregnant. She just looks really fit. But she has like great beauty. I love the makeup that she does. Like I like this suit much better than the pink. I think she's working with Cash. That's an AI photo. I understand some of her words in Spanish and what she's describing. But it's crazy how her physique type changes from like off season to in season, like really fast. And I know how tall I know how tall Emily and Liz are, and Liz Hunter is. So they're about the same height, but you can definitely see their limbs and joints are different. So I think she's about 5'3". Now keep in mind their shoes are higher, so she's shorter. People think they're so huge, and then you look at them, they're different. Like you can definitely see facial changes from like being in off season and in season. So maybe she'll do things differently now that she's a pro, and we'll see what happens. But it looks like she's getting ready for something. Hopefully, I mean, May is going to be a crazy month, but I think she can do something probably within the summer months. And if she has that time, we'll see what happens. Okay. Let's see. No. Let's see. We'll do this last one. When people start to train, who is a good example of how to train as a beginner? So when you begin anything, just getting on this journey, just starting to do anything, look at something you like and you want and you can relate to. A lot of people, when they start out, they'll look at the best person at the best thing that they can do, and they're like, oh, if I'm not what they can do, I'm nothing. Like if you just look at Laura Lee, and she talked about this in the women's seminar, that when she started like 17 years old, she didn't know how to lift. She would just kind of like figure things out as she went along. So people ask, why is she so good? How is she so good at doing an RDL? It's because she's done that for many years. When you start out, it's just figuring out what works, and then going as time goes on from experience how to do it. It's like now in the gyms, people they just care about doing one exercise and doing, trying to be extra picture perfect. Because if your form is bad, if you're doing too much like this, oh, you're not using your hips, you're not doing this, they get criticized, and and I hate to say this, but they get shitted on. Find something or someone you can relate to. Most people start to learn just from YouTube basics. You don't going to a gym where it's like you just have simple stuff. not like, you know, your new techs, not like your panadas. I get it. There, a lot of gyms have that. Um, Anything that's just like basic movements. Obviously, free weights are a good way to start if you just need to learn how to focus on using machines and just figuring that out. Nothing hoist because it moves with you and all, but finding what type of physique you have and how to relate to that. I could tell you this: when Laurelie's really good at training and she has great videos, Ashley has great videos as well. And you want to see how they develop certain parts and how they develop their muscle. They're the great people to be looking at. And obviously, yes, they're Miss Olympias, but find something that you can relate to. Find something that you can do. Maybe your gym doesn't have the machines that they're using, but why I think, you know, some people are good at like that, especially now. Ashlyn is doing videos as well. I mean, you can learn a lot from them. You can learn a lot from, you know, some of the pros who have been putting their videos out there and just how to train. And I think even Fit Body, I'm not with them or anything, but Jamie has a bunch of videos on training. Drew Brannon, I think her name's Alyssa. She's one of the like program coordinators for them. They have a lot on talking about form, of how to, like, what you need to do to increase your glutes, what you do to increase your shoulders, your back, bringing that all up. You know, I could tell you this right now. I think Laura Lee can go teach a Harvard or a Princeton professor something that they don't even think about. I mean, she could teach a coach a thing or two. She could probably teach a whole school. But getting to the simple basics of when you just start out, figure it out. See what you can do, and then maybe take something from that person and then go, how can I apply it to myself? Because we see a lot of people copying, you know, some of the influencers, they'll just do cookie cutters, or they're like, I learned this, and then they'll do 1, 2, 3, like, follow my program. And it could be the same thing as some top pros already doing, but it's like, you're beginning. Learn just as you go on. You know, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to look foolish. And I think people are afraid of making themselves look bad and like, oh, if I don't hit the right form, I'm going to look like crap and they're going to give me shit. No, I like try to get so technical. So, but there's a difference between working out and training. You know who I can tell is probably the best, like, who never looks like they're out of shape or not in condition? It's Laura Lee. Like, 8 years I've seen her compete. She's either over conditioned, but she's never like out of condition because she does things right with the form. She's someone who does her cardio, prepares her food very well, but also how you learn to train and all. You know, maybe maybe when you start, you're gonna have to hire some trainer. I know it's oversaturated with people saying that they're coaches. They'll do one NPC show and I'm a coach now. I'll follow my program, or, you know, I have so many followers on this. Follow the person and find that thing that you can relate to. Find that thing that, okay, this is my gym. This is what I have. I mean, one thing as what I do for coaching is, what gym do you go to? Do they have these type of machines? And what's something I can work with? I could see any type of environment. You could train at a Planet Fitness and be a pro. You can train at a LA, or you could train at some big box gym, and it kind of seems redundant, but yeah, you might have to figure out what works for you and see what, like, you can any gym environment, but it's also training with intensity, you know, doing this for a long duration of time and being dedicated to the process. If you have to buy certain equipments from Amazon, like ankle cuffs, like Gym Reapers grips, or any of that kind of like wrist wraps, those are tools to help you in addition to you putting in the work. They can help, but you also have to go into figuring it out and just going by as time goes on. Now, if you're really dedicated to wanting to, you know, compete as an amateur, compete in the NPC, and if you want to take it far, as time goes on, you're going to have to learn how to do things different. You're going to have to learn to train things differently. You're going to have to learn how to, okay, I need to be in that environment that is going to push me to better myself. I need to have that discipline to come to the gym, do my cardio, do my training, be focused on that, no distractions. You know, if it's peak hours, I have to work a way around that. If I need to do something, if I'm trying to put myself out there with content, do it at a time where it's not so busy. So like early mornings, late nights. If I have to go to a 24/7 gym because that's going to make me better, I would go and do that. But I get with this whole science-based stuff, it's just over information, but you have to go and say, what's none of that nuanced stuff. What is the stuff that actually can help me improve what my physique needs and what I need to do with that? All right. So I've said a lot. I appreciate you guys. I thank you so much for liking, subscribing. Please share. tell me some questions that you have. I'm looking forward to this season. I'm looking forward to next week. I have a couple of episodes to do intros for and to upload, and I'm looking forward to that. We have our preview of the Fit Model Japan Pro. That list is going to be huge. I'm looking forward to all that, and see you guys around.